We have Walid Shubat, self-proclaimed ex-terrorist. He lectures on the dangers of Islamic radicalism, strong supporter of the State of Israel. He fought for jihad, was a member of the PLO, involved in terror activity, imprisoned in Jerusalem for 3 weeks, recruited to plant the bomb in Bethlehem. You want to hear any more? Let's go to Walid. Walid, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Thank you, Michael, for having me.
Walid, you know, I've been really railing right now because I see the Egyptians in Tahrir Square. I see jubilance. I see more freedom there than I do here.
You know, I wish that the American people would behave the way the Egyptians behave at times, especially when it comes to the gay parade. I deal with my Christian friends all the time. So we got to treat them with love and everything. I say, well, you know, go to Russia and see how they treat gay parades over there.
But it's not about gayness over there in Egypt right now. It's about a Muslim Brotherhood that was installed by Obama. So that's the first question to you. Do you think that Obama and Hillary Clinton purposely installed the Muslim Brotherhood, or it was by happenstance?
Well, you know, I believe it was absolutely on purpose. I mean, you look at Obama when he opened the Pandora box in Egypt. He went there with a speech written by Rashad Hussein, and then he told the Egyptian government at that time under Hosni Mubarak that everybody must be present, and including the Muslim Brotherhood, which was, by the way, outlawed in Egypt. It's considered a terrorist organization.
That's right. Aren't they the people who killed the prior prime minister of Egypt before Mubarak, who's everyone, who everyone forgot by now?
That's correct. Ayman Zawahiri was involved. All these people were involved. The Muslim Brotherhood was involved. Very clear. It was an Islamic revolution. So Obama went there, and he basically enforced the idea of democratically electing a non-democratic party. How does that make sense?
Yes, democratically electing, in other words, a Nazi fascism of sorts under a religious umbrella.
That's correct. The Muslim Brotherhood is the umbrella organization for all the Islamic terrorist Sunni organizations, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, even Ansar al-Sharia, which operated in Libya.
But did you hear what Obama said today? He's concerned over Egypt, calls for civilian rule, and he calls on Egypt's armed forces to return power to civilian authorities. Which civilian authorities does Obama want to return to? The Muslim Brotherhood?
That's a good question. Obama, who represents the United States and should support this revolution that's going on now, he was against kind of Morsi's ousting. You know, he gave, in fact, I looked at Al Jazeera today, an Arabic newspaper they stated that Obama expressed distress for removing Morsi, while Bashar al-Assad was glad, stating that he is glad for the fall of an Islamist regime. Obama asked not to arrest Morsi, while Bashar al-Assad says anyone who uses political Islam needs to be removed. He addressed Morsi saying, you cannot cheat the people for long. The Egyptians are Arab nationalists. Excuse me, I think Obama should learn from Bashar al-Assad how to speak on this scenario. In fact, I think we should get even Bashar al-Assad to represent this country instead of Obama.
Walid, this is becoming increasingly worrisome to myself and others who've studied Obama and Hillary Clinton. They installed an Islamist regime in Libya. They've installed an Islamist regime in Egypt, which the people threw out today. They're trying to install an Islamist regime in Syria. What the heck is their ultimate end here?
Well, you see, the answer to your question is twofold. The first thing is that the United States is concerned about the rise of Iran and the cyber rattling of Iran and so on and so forth, so they want to neutralize Iran. This happens all the time. The other issue is they want to basically create chaos in the Middle East. For whatever reason, I think Obama is very much, his passion is towards the Islamists. I mean, Americans have to wake up. They have been snookered. This is a known fact all over the Middle East. Everybody in the Middle East knows Obama's affiliation is really towards, the Muslim movements all over. I mean, even if I look at scholars.
So wait, are we watching? I mean, you're saying things that I've been frightened to even think, but every day it seems more obvious to me that the entire administration is Islamist friendly and has an antipathy towards Christianity. They're suspicious of Christians, and they're not suspicious of imams in America. This is a subject dear to your heart. What do they want here? What is their end game?
Well, we always have to understand that the liberal movement, its main goal is really the destruction of Christianity in America and globally. I mean, why would we send weapons to Syria? I mean, there was a Christian had his head chopped off, Marsoua Murad. Nobody talked, very few discussed.
Are you talking about the 17-year-old who had his head cut off in Syria by the Islamists who Obama's sending weapons to 2 weeks before he decided to send them weapons, that kid?
The Catholic priest.
Oh, no, I was talking about the boy who insulted Islam, was decapitated in front of his parents in Syria by the people we're supporting.
Right, and there was also reports of a girl who also had her parents' heads chopped off. I watch head chopping galore on YouTube. It's all over. I mean, this is what is installed when we send weapons. And you have people like even John Kerry going there and sitting with a terrorist, supporting the terrorist regime. It is the removal of Arab nationalism. That's what they're looking for to do, and establishing an Islamic system, because I believe Obama's sympathies is with Islam. It's obvious. I mean, Americans have to come to...
Yeah, but Walid, you say things that are revolutionary in their import, things I myself have sometimes not even dared to think. Is he a sleeper? Are you suggesting that he's a sleeper for the opposition?
Absolutely, yes. If you look,
oh, God. Come on. You don't really mean that.
Well, you look at Obama's family. You look at his connections. You look at his support for Morsi. You look at what the Egyptians did in Libya, even when killing Stevens. You look at sending all this weaponry to Egypt, F-16s and all kinds of things, billions of dollars. What else is there to answer for that question?
Well, okay, so he sent F-16s and tanks to the Islamist regime in Egypt. Where are those weapons today? And what has Israel got to say about all this?
Well, I mean, the weapons goes to the military. As far as Israel, it's very concerned. Israel right now is caught between several countries. You have Egypt, and they have the Palestinian situation with the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. Now it's removed. But had it remained there, that would create a major problem for Israel-Palestinian negotiations with Mahmoud Abbas. If you notice, Mahmoud Abbas, he was glad to see the Muslim Brotherhood removed, because he knew ahead of time that Hamas will take control if and when the Muslim Brotherhood remains in Egypt. So it's a dire situation, and ousting Syria is the last bone. Once Syria, Bashar al-Assad is ousted, then you have an entire Islamist regime that surrounds the state of Israel, and that's very dangerous for the state of Israel.
Isn't that what John Kerry and Obama want? Is Israel to be forced to the bargaining table to give up half of its territory? Is that not what they want?
Yes. I mean, the way it goes is that you look at Turkey. I mean, they're trying to make Turkey to be the supervisor in the region. And Turkey wants to basically bring Egypt, the Palestinians, into a peace negotiation, which is a hudna. I mean, Americans need to start grasping these issues of hudna and understanding how this whole thing works.
Wait, what does hudna mean? Hudna?
Yes.
I don't know the difference between hudna and halavar. What does hudna mean?
Hudna really is not a peace treaty. It's a ceasefire treaty. If you look at the history of Islam, Muhammad had a hudna treaty with the Quraysh tribe, in which a hudna treaty could go up to 10 years, but must be broken. In other words,